Hey y'all, I'm Courtney Hunter Areola, and there's nothing that says welcome home for Thanksgiving like your mama's cooking. Today, I have my mama here. We are Southern through and through, if you can't tell by our big hair. But I want to share a Thanksgiving favorite with y'all that we have around our table every year. Her gift is cooking, serving, and feeding her family well. And I'm sure you will love this recipe that we are going to share with you today. So Mama, you want to show us what we're doing today?
Yes, I will. I am doing a salad supreme, orange Jello salad supreme that a dear friend of mine from South Georgia, the late Miss Hilda Kendrick, gave me and taught me how to cook. As a matter of fact, she taught me how to do everything but the boiling the water, which I didn't know how to do before I met her. And this recipe is one that I always use for Thanksgiving. It's one of the family favorites. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to mix up the Jello, and you need 2 small boxes or 1 large box. And you mix it with 2 cups of hot water. Once the hot water dissolves the crystals, then you want to add 2 cups of cold water. Once you get this stirred up, put it in the refrigerator and let it congeal for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours maybe. You'll start to see a soft gelatin, and then you will add your pecans and pineapple. What you want to do is take a large can of crushed pineapple. You'll take the juice and save that into a bowl, and I drain it really, really well because you don't want any of the liquid in the Jello. And what I normally do is just take the pineapple and take a spoon and just press down and try to get all the juice out of it that you possibly can. And this juice you're going to save for the last step. And then I'll just take this pineapple and separate it. Chopping your pecans. Now you have a food processor, you can chop it with a food processor. I like a bigger chunk in my salad, so I walk my knife across the pecans and then chop it up that way. And the way I do it is I just take the pecans and kind of put them in like a round section like that, and just start walking the knife across the top of the pecans. These are great pecans. They came from Hartford, Alabama. A friend of mine, Pleasant Parker, who raises these pecans, and I always buy them every year from him. They're real meaty.
So my question is, do you say pecan or do you say pecan?
I say pecan.
I say pecan.
And you just take it and walk your knife. Just take a butcher knife, a big knife like this, and just walk it across. And you can do it this way too. I love this chopping board. This came from a friend of mine. He made it. Ralph Huff, who did this for me a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love this chopping block.
You know, when you go into Mama's kitchen, there's all kind of things that you'll find that most people wouldn't have. So it's definitely her gift of cooking, that her utensils and all her little knickknacks, I call them. So
I like cooking tools. Lots of cooking tools. I went ahead and put the pecans in there and the pineapple. I spread the pineapple out first and then just add the pecans on top. The second step that you do on the salad supreme is the cream topping that I put on it. The first step is blending the cream cheese. It's already softened. You want to make sure that it's good and soft before you add it in. Now on the whipped topping, it calls for 1/2 cup of cold milk and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
I think this is my second time my mixer's been turned on. So.
You want to mix it really, really well so that you don't have any lumps in there. It's a smooth consistency. Okay, what I'm going to do is take the sides and scrape them down. Make sure I incorporate all the cream cheese in with the topping.
And I think you could even, I mean, we eat this for dessert even sometimes at Thanksgiving. You can add it with your turkey and dressing, or you can use it as a dessert, which we, I know my cousin, he loves it for the dessert.
Now you got a creamy, creamy substance. We just spread it all the way across till you get it consistent over the total part of the casserole. Just spread it all the way across.
Looks good.
The next step that I'm going to do is put this in the refrigerator while I'm making the third step. This will keep this cool while I'm doing that, because when I start the next phase of this, you have to cook the glaze down. So I'll have to put that back over the top of this. So I'm trying to keep this as cool as possible till I get ready for that third step. All right, my third step to this salad is the glaze. Now the glaze has to be cooked down. What I like to do is mix the sugar and the flour together, and then I add the eggs. And mix that all together. That way it doesn't curdle or gets lumpy whenever I'm putting it on the stove and cooking it. That's the consistency that you want. Then you will add the pineapple juice, which is 1 cup of pineapple juice, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. That's all you do. Now I'm going to take it over to the stove, and then I'm going to cook this down until it becomes thickened. You want to turn it on like medium, not too high, because once it starts, it's going to thicken up. It can scorch real easy. As you see now, it's starting to thicken up really good. So I turn the heat off and I'm leaving it on the eye just for a few more minutes until it gets good and thick. You'll add that to the top of the cream cheese mixture and spread that all throughout the casserole dish. The last step I will do is put the pecans on top of this glaze. I'll just take a handful and I just go across it like this and spread it. It's a really good recipe for Thanksgiving. And there you have it.
You know, there was a time when me and Mama didn't always see eye to eye. She was the celebrity, as you can tell, and I was the country girl that loved the outdoors. But at 35 years old, I can say that I've never loved and respected her more than I do now. So happy Thanksgiving to your family from Georgia Home and Farm Sales.
Happy Thanksgiving.